Welcome to the Half Killing Podcast. My name is Fowobi. Today, let's talk about true power comes when you align your life with values greater than yourself. What does that mean? When you have something bigger than yourself. I'm not a religious person. And surprisingly, when I say this, a lot of people will say, what do you mean you're not a religious person, but you quote the Bible every now and then, and you quote the Quran? I've read those books back to back. I work for God, but I'm not a religious person. I don't go to church. I don't go to mosque because most of the people who go there, they are hypocrites. I am not an hypocrite. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. And what brought me back was through the power of God. And you can do the same thing. Every now and then in the course of your life, you're going to experience hiccups. That is inevitable. It's going to happen. You're going to experience event of circumstances that you can't always place definition upon or definition to. It's going to happen. It is inevitable. And who is the best source to rely upon, if not the orator? Is it orator? No, if not the originator. The originator. You don't believe me? Let's talk about it. I'm a software engineer. I'm into business software engineering. I strongly believe that nothing goes on in a program without the direction of SDLC. What is SDLC? In software engineering, we call SDLC is software development lifecycle. As a child, though, when my mentors used to teach me about spirituality, I used to think SDLC is the same as the Akashic record. No, Akashic is different. What is Akashic record? Let's say it is impossible for me to know the direction of where you end up in the course of your life, and I want to predict your future. All I have to do is, take for example, in real life, all I have to do is check your internet record, your spending record, your bank statements. All I have to check is, what do you do from Monday to Friday? 3 months. You get my point? Just 3 months, I can predict what your future is. That is what Akashic record is like. SDLC is the things you've done, the things you're going to do, and what is going to happen after you die. In software engineering, we call that is deployment. A program deploy to a bigger picture, which is to join other programs or to become the origin of other programs that will come. That is software engineering. Who is the best source to rely upon on the direction of your life based on the outcome that is unforeseen? God. Because it's only God that can see and change and modify the course of your life. It can be influenced by other things I call elements. You know, you see, the way I see things is, oh boy, it can be very, very crazy sometimes. I say this all the time though. In this harsh reality, we've known that it's possible for a human being to use the influence of something that we can't always put definition upon to change the course of the life of another human being. Remember, I said a human being is like a binary code. It's not possible for the binary code alphabet letter A, which has a different function, to change the influence, no, to influence the function of another binary code. It's not possible. But these things happen in real life. We are not here to use our head to think about these ridiculous things. All we just want is, we want to fulfill what God has planned for us. Your mind, my good friends, your belief system You have to focus constantly that God has the final say, irrespective of how big, how chaotic, whatever is happening around you. Your belief system has to be on something greater than yourself, which is God. Because the event of circumstances is going to happen. I keep saying this. It is good. I don't want to dive into software engineering and start spirituality. Yeah, no. Because most of you will say, nah, for Obi, this is too much for my brain. Let's dumb it down. Layman's language, believe in God. Believe in God. I strongly believe you can accomplish anything all through the power of God, but not just praying once a day, or you go to Jumat on Friday, you go to Sunday to go and do praise and worship. That is not the only thing that will help you. It's not the only thing that will help you. I'm telling you the truth, man. Maybe I've never mentioned this to you before. You almost have to talk to God round the clock. Let's take for example. You go to a function and event. You met the CEO of Apple, who is like a top boy. He's a big boy. You exchange personal cell phones number. You're going to build rapport with that man every now and then. You're not going to reach out to him just because you need help. And that's the only time you reach out. Hey, how you doing? I got your number and so. I need your help right now. It is the same concept with God. You get my point? You talk, you want to talk based on, just casually, man. You talk about your shoes, you talk about your clothes, you talk about your experience. Oh, I went out today, I came back, this is what I experienced. It's going to bridge certain gap. It's going to bring you closer to God. And before you know what's up, your belief in God is going to get stronger. I'm speaking from experience, man. Speaking from experience. I'm telling you, man. It's going to bring you closer to God. And some of you think you can outsmart God. Last week, we did this live show on TikTok, 10 o'clock in the morning. You guys know we do this all the time. You should come. It's usually fun. I said, if you try something a couple of times and you find it very hard to get that thing done, I want you to make a deal with God. You're going to get it. Excuse me. How do you make a deal? Take for example, you're begging for a pen. You want a pen. Tell God, if you give it to me, whatever profit I get out of using this pen to make, I'm going to give 20% to people in need. Or do you think 20% is too much? Okay, I'll give them 30%. I can make it 35. Just do it for me. Help me. When you eventually, as small as that statement is, it works. When you eventually get that thing, make sure you fulfill that promise because you're still going to need help. But what do people do? People forget because you think you can't see God. Are you dumb? You can't see God, but God sees you now. These are things that we have done back to back. You can't possibly imagine how many deals that we have made. Do this for me. I promise I will do this back. What is the most important thing that you have in your life? What is the most valuable thing? To Joeloju, I'll probably say your life. Have you ever thought about giving it up to God? If you give your life to God, I'm pretty sure your belief system will tighten. You must have trust. I'm pretty sure you trust God on that level to say, God is not going to disappoint me. I gave my life up already. Or you give up your existence, your essence to God for the cause of God. You can't possibly begin to imagine how much point blank evil that people like us have participated in. How do you think we came back here? You get me? I say this all the time. I'm not a perfect being. I'm not perfect in no way. There are certain people that still know me for, but not they know, not they know, not they know, not they know. You're going to experience hiccups through this journey of life. People don't like hiccups. People don't want distress. People want solo. People want happiness, constant happiness. I think I should say this to you. Happiness and sadness, they are like you know that thing like a pendulum. No, pendulum is that one that swing. What is that one that moves like a parallel? That thing you place something. You know that thing you place something upon like this, and it just. I'm showing the video right now, but you guys listen on Apple and Spotify, bro. I can't help you, man. You guys have to figure it out, man. You know that thing they show on this justice. Oh God, I don't know what they call that thing. You guys should put it down in the comment section, man. Then maybe these guys can come and check it out. I just don't know, man. Happiness and sadness is exactly like that. It is impossible to experience one of them without experiencing the other one. You're going to experience the other one eventually. Eventually, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, man. What I like is to excuse me. I like to specify with God. Life is like zigzag. It can be big, down, big. No. I prefer just keep it on a solo in between those two. In between, it's good that way. The worst is you go high and then fall, hitting the rock bottom, and then pick up again. Nah, I don't want that. Come on, bro. Nobody wants that. It makes a lot of sense. You experience certain level of challenges every day, which is cool. Certain level of happiness, a little bit of challenge, a little bit of every day. That is good. That is very, very good. But original power, my good friends, it comes from you placing something higher than yourself. That is God. Because you're going to experience hiccups every now and then. And when it comes to God, don't run to God only when you have problems. You get my point? But some of you will not listen to me. Because obviously, everyone has their own belief system. And I say this all the time. If your belief system is attached to the negative, oh my good man, eventually you're going to experience people from the positive. You will be destroyed. I swear on everything. But you will be decimated. But you believe in what you believe in, and I said what I said. You have to believe constantly, and eventually your belief system will tighten. It will get more stronger. The more you build that rapport with God, that relationship will tighten. At the initial stage, you probably won't hear anything. At the initial stage, you probably won't hear anything. It's going to feel like you're talking to yourself. And eventually, my good man, I'm telling you, man, eventually, it starts as small as, I'm telling you, it starts as small as, you're telling God something, asking for something. And let's say you just walk in the street the next day or a week after, and you just see that same word that you're talking to God about. You just see somebody, maybe you just see a poster or something in the wall, and you see that word. It shocks you. Like, the right thing to do is to go back in prayer, probably when you get back home, and say, remember that thing I was talking to you about last week? I was walking today and I saw it. Was that you? You get me, and you chill a little bit. Before you know what's up, you start, it's almost, you have to experience this thing yourself. It's ridiculous, man. Because at the initial stage, it feels like you're talking to yourself. And before you know what's up, man, bro, to burst your bubbles, man. You start seeing the future. I swear to you, man. It's ridiculous. But this is the only way that I know to survive anything. Anything. Because it is impossible for God to be with you and you being put in shame. It's not possible. It's not possible. As long as God is around, God is here, you would never be placed in shame, irrespective of anything that is happening to you. You get me? And anything you're experiencing right now, irrespective of how crazy, how hard it is, believe me, my good friends, it benefits the bigger picture. In respect, majority of the time as people, we can't always, because certain things will happen to you, oh God, you'll be holding your head. I experience that every now and then. There are certain things that will happen. I will just hold my head like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Especially when I lose money, and I lose money a lot. Oh boy. We make money, but you lose money too. It comes with the territory. You get me? Event of circumstances, certain things will happen. You just hold your head, man. But every now and then, you backtrack and you understand that God is in control. Build that rapport, my good friends. Build that relationship. Work on your belief system. That there is a value that is higher than your value. That is God. Especially if you're a man. I'm speaking to men right now because I prefer to speak to men. You're going to experience certain things that you are not. I'm telling you, man. Especially when you start becoming a man. You don't become a man until you have responsibility. When you start having responsibility, bro, it can be crazy, man. God is the way, man. That is the secret, man. God. You pray for wisdom. When you pray, when you talk to God, you say, let your will be done in my life. That is trust. That irrespective of whatever the will is, it benefits the bigger picture. And God is in charge. God is in control. God is not going to put you in shame. Number 2, give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. When you have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of things, you're going to fall into alignment. There is trust. Certain things is going to happen. You trust God. You understand that, God is in control. Get me? You're speaking to God constantly. And before you know what's up, the Spirit of God will start. I'm talking about, it's a beautiful experience. I'm telling you, man. Take it from me. It's a beautiful experience to speak to God and you're getting response. I'm talking about, are you still here? Yes, I am. Okay, who is here again? You don't understand. Then you start seeing, it's deep, man. It's completely deep. You get me? Oh, it's completely deep, man. You get me? It's completely deep. There are moments where you just have to fast. Let your body heal so everything can center and connect well. You change your mindset. When you're experiencing negativity, procrastination, all those things, you're telling God. Because now it's almost like you have, it's almost like you have a body guide. Someone you're not paying anything to, but you understand, you just trust. It's a beautiful experience. So that is true power, my good friends. There is no power like that. That is power, man. As a matter of fact, on a surface level, nobody can possibly know you have such power. We're talking about Almighty God. You understand? Would you believe people fear darkness than light? I say, are you dumb? What do you think made that darkness? Well, you guys should continue to be well. The live shows we did on Saturday has been posted on YouTube for your enjoyment. Show your love, show your support though. Check the link down below or check the link up below or here and Subscribe to our podcast. Though. Show your love, show your support, man. On YouTube, we have around 1,300. Bro, you guys can do better than that. On Instagram, we have around 300 or 200. I can't remember. Bro, you guys can do better than that. But on Apple and Spotify, bro, we're like, on Spotify, I think we have around 700. On Apple, we have around 450. You know, you guys are the best, though. You get me? Check out my Innovation University. We have a school, man. Mentorship program. We have masterclass. It's not yet available. It's going to be available on April 1st. But for now, you guys can go there to download your freebies. This is a free ebook, free journal for your benefits, for your enjoyment. Continue to be well, my good friends. Believe me when I say this to you. Whatever is happening in your life, I can assure you God is aware of it. And it's happened for a purpose. Your curiosity should be, what is this thing trying to teach me? What am I trying to learn from this? Now, it's possible you keep repeating. I've been there, where you're making the same mistakes and you're experiencing the same experience through different people. Baba, that is the time to tell God to give you the cheat code, though. I don't think I'm going to pass this. Help me. And they usually do. Maybe I should tell you guys a story. Back then, bro, you know I have a type when it comes to women. I was experiencing the same type of women coming back and forth into my life, like doing the same thing in my life. The same thing. Well, I understand. When you see a big bobby woman, you see a big booty woman, how can you possibly say no to that? Then you have to go into prayer and ask, help me, man. I don't think I can survive this. Now we heal past that, though. Come on now. But there are certain things you can't do by yourself. And that's true power. Wisdom, my good friends, is you knowing that you're not perfect. And once you have it, you can talk to God. Some of you don't even talk to God like this. Just because you decide not to talk to God about, do you think God does not know you? Come on now. God knows you well. God knows you far better than you can possibly imagine. Would you believe God cares? God loves you more than any human being you've ever met or you will ever meet. I swear to you, man. I'm telling you. You can't even begin to fathom that love. It's almost like, why? Like, why do you care so much? But God does, though. God does. And you probably won't, some of you probably won't understand what I'm saying. Maybe when you get to the brain of destruction and the only option you have, the only alternative you have is God. Maybe then you'll understand. I've been there. I've experienced brim of destruction. I would say I experienced something. I felt like I died. Continue to be well, my good friends. I'm getting emotional. Oh my God. I'm not getting emotional, Kekoshi. But you guys should continue to be well. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Be well.